A stranger tells me, smile, it could be worse. Instantly regrets it, by user revolutionary _ant 209. Last week, I was out and about, making a start on some errands I had. As I was walking, I was going through my long to-do list in my head. So I wasn't frowning, I wasn't smiling. My face was just in neutral. A man starts heading towards me. As we pass, he tells me, smile, it could be worse. I stop, stare at him for a moment, and then I say, my parents were in an accident. My mum died on impact. We're turning off my dad's life support tomorrow. The guy looked like a robot being suddenly shut down. His face fell. He looked like a deer in headlights. He stuttered and stammered. He was obviously trying to think of something to say, and when he couldn't, he turned around, and speed walked away. My parents are both fine. There was no accident. But it annoys me when people think they have the right to dictate how people are feeling and what expressions they make, especially when they don't know what is going on in their lives. It's unhelpful and patronizing. Imagine telling somebody who was just been given a terminal diagnosis, smile, it could be worse. Or somebody who has lost a child, been laid off, or is otherwise struggling and in a terrible situation? BFF sent the wrong text and ruined her bachelorette party, by user dancing_elephant0903. This happened about 8 years ago and I had forgotten about it till another post reminded me of it. English is my first language, so feel free to be savage. Also, I am on mobile, so excuse the formatting. Many moons ago, I worked at a local big box store as a department manager. I knew a lot of the people who worked there because it's a small town, so most of us went there to work after graduating high school. A very old friend started working there too and we instantly clicked again. I'll call her Cher for this post. Cher's fiancé worked there too, so we all became pretty close. Take breaks and lunches together and help each other out if needed. I thought we were all good friends. Little did I know that was not the case. After a while, Cher is actively planning out her wedding. The bachelorette party comes up and she wants to go to Atlantic City for the weekend. I thought that was a great idea and I had never been before. I offered to book the room in a nice hotel, Trump now the Hard Rock. So the next day I booked it and told her it was all set up. Now during this time, my ex-husband and I were having some issues. I would talk to her about it because I thought I could trust her. Barely a week after I made the reservations, I received a text from her that wasn't meant for me. I don't remember the exact words, but she basically called me pathetic and annoying and used my name in that text. She was referring to my marital problems. I sat for a minute and responded that I think she meant to text that to someone else. She made some lame excuse about autocorrect or something. I knew it was bullshit. Fast forward about a month. The bachelorette party is almost here. Everyone is so excited to spend the weekend in a nice hotel on my dime. I was excited too, but for a different reason. You see, after I got that text, I cancelled the reservations and didn't mention it. I waited until it was too late for them to get another room. When I did drop the bomb, she was not impressed. I said something petty along the lines of an annoying pathetic person is not paying for your stupid weekend. Fuck off. They still went but had to sneak into her fiancé's hotel room and fit 10 people in a double queen. They had a shit time and I used the money to get a new tattoo that weekend instead. Money well spent. It was worth it for me. Thanks for reading. Edit, thank you for the awards, strangers. I've had a few requests for a picture of the tattoo. Once I figure out how to put it here, I will. Edit 2, I think this is it. Hope it works. https://mgur.com/a/hkebn03. Gaslighter hides my work, then his work disappears permanently, by user Santasother Brother. Warning, contains destruction of company property. May be disturbing to some readers. I worked with a guy, in a machine shop, who would occasionally hide my work piece. If I stepped away from my bench, my work might be gone when I came back. When questioned, his reply was, I don't know, what did you do with it? After the first time, I would just wait for it to come back. Trying not to give him the satisfaction of reacting. After the third time, I decided he needed payback. He liked to go out on business, could be an hour or 3. So I waited, for him to go out and leave a work piece on his bench. My patience was rewarded. He goes out, I make his work piece disappear, never to be seen again. Easy to hide a small piece, in one of those giant scrap bins. When he comes back, he is looking all over. Where is my piece? I don't know, what did you do with it? His work never came back. He had to start over. And he didn't play that game anymore. Is this not fun anymore? Group email gone wrong, by user no sugarcoatings. Many years ago I, female, was dating someone, male, that hurt me, humiliated me, and didn't stop to think how it could backfire on him. He pursued me, I liked him, we hit it off. Spent lots of time together, dinners, gone out, many nights at his place, etc. We were dating, and everything seemed great. Well, some time into dating he hurt me, I discovered lies, secrets, other women, he was also really mean and hurtful to me when I found this out, etc. I realized it was all lies and games to him. I was sincerely heartbroken and disappointed in him. As my last communication to him, I decided to email him instead of speaking to him over the phone. I went through the disappointment I had in him, wasting my time and emotions, etc. My closure with him. Well, I start getting notices in my email account, and at first I thought they were spam, not bothering to see what the emails were in regards to. I finally take a look to see what is going on and my heart drops and I gasp. He had forwarded my email to all of his friends. A group of male and female friends, couples, singles, lifetime group of friends. Best of friends. They're going back and forth laughing at me, mocking me, calling me pathetic, saying I deserved the pain for being stupid trusting him. It just went on and I was included in all the replies. It was horrible. I cried for a minute until I realized something. I realized I had in possession the red flags I had ignored. It hit me at that moment, all the things he had said about his group of friends, all the stories I had heard. All the secrets I knew. That's right, I gathered myself, poured a nice drink, laughed and said, "It's on. LOL. I replied to the group email saying, "I'm glad you guys have found my hurt entertaining, my personal life not respected, your friends' behavior acceptable. My expressing myself to him and how things ended is not shameful, what he did with my email and me is shameful. But since you guys enjoy this type of entertainment, I figured why not join in on the fun. LOL. I went through the whole list of friends. So and so, you're not included in any activities and invites because they think your wife emasculated you and she has cut your balls off and no one respects you anymore. Also to his wife. No one likes you. They think you're stuck up and laugh at you because that rock you flaunt is glass. Not a real diamond or any other real stone. LOL. For the one that says I deserve to be treated this way and hurt. Aren't you the one that just had her violent, abusive boyfriend destroy your whole apartment for the what time in a row already? Didn't you go crying to your friends about it? I guess you must have deserved it as well, hey? And just so you know, everyone thinks you're an idiot too for being with the guy that treated you that way. Welcome to the club. LOL. I went through the list and revealed everything. Every secret, everything they thought and said about each other, etc. Everything they didn't know and didn't want others to know, LOL. I ended it with, "Wow, this was fun. LOL. I'm glad we did this. I feel so much better now. LOL. And if anyone is hurt, upset, feels violated, humiliated, angry, don't bother emailing me, talk to your little friend that thought this was a great idea. And also remember, you guys thought it was a great idea and fun as well. LOL. The silence after that was the sweetest sound ever. LOL. Months after that, he messaged me, tried apologizing, told me all his friends dropped him, he had nowhere to stay and asked if he could sleep on my couch, LOL. Nope, LOL. He tried reaching out a few times throughout the years, trying to make amends, explaining that he lost everyone after that, that group of lifelong friends was done. He had his own place, working, etc. but he was alone. Edit, that whole group disintegrated instantly from what he said, it was chaos, relationships ended, no one remained friends after that. The only thing they were in agreement with was that they hated him, LOL. When this happened, I didn't even stop to think of what the outcome would be. The only thing on my mind was giving them a taste of feeling humiliated, violated, mocked. My revenge intention was simply to make them feel some of what I felt. Edit, reminder, this happened many years ago, not recently. I didn't think it had to be recent or post a pic of the email to prove it's true. I didn't think this story was that big of a deal to begin with as far as public interest would go. I thought it was a crazy story to share for the entertainment of a few that might come across it. I assumed my story would not be that different or more fascinating than any other revenge story. Also, a few people are angry at my use of LOL, SMH. First of all, it's Reddit, my casual writing, not professional or academic, is like this. If you knew me in person, you would understand me, my personality and humor and attitude towards things. I'm always laughing over things. I laugh over thinking something is funny, disbelief, I'm being sarcastic, talking shit, etc. I try not to write my casual messages to others very seriously because they're meant to not come across that way, and I want others to laugh and not feel like they're reading some serious novella. Believe it or not, this is nowhere near one of the most dramatic things that has happened to me. My life has been wild since birth, and if you guys think this story is crazy or fake, then I'm screwed sharing the rest of my life because it only gets crazier. My family nicknames for me are La Mala Suerte, the bad luck, mayhem, final destination. I'm a Chicana, and for those that know, the amount of times I've had eggs rubbed on me to remove the bad luck and bad energy is hilarious. The amount of times I've been blessed, prayed on, etc. I've been on my own since I was 16, the things I've been through and seen can make a grown man cry. I laugh at shit, laughing has got me through some crazy ass shit in life. I would rather laugh than cry and show the world I'm laughing at shit. And I would rather show you with my words that I'm laughing because I am, and if that upsets you guys, or you think it makes me look psychotic, then so be it, just gives one more thing for me to LOL at. Not that serious, people. Edit, as much as I laugh about it, and I do love to laugh. This was a hard story to share because it was painful, it was humiliating, it was ugly to see the things being said. I don't want to go into specific details, but ugly is an understatement. It was like being on the floor surrounded by bullies laughing at you while you cry, wondering why you are being attacked, feeling so vulnerable. So if my attitude seems like it wasn't that bad or serious, it was that bad. But if my laughter at the reactions, comments, praises make it seem like this can't be real, like this story is fake, it sadly is very real. And I'm sure there are many people out there that have experienced something like this. And if anything, I hope that this gives a little smile or hope or motivation to anyone that has been mistreated, humiliated, or bullied. It's scary to stand up to others, and I do it all the time, but there was a time in my life I didn't, and this was a turning point for me. Don't think that a good woman that cared for you will not take you down, LOL. Debt collectors get a taste of their own medicine, by user Seneca_13. TLDR near the end. I have a gym membership that I was officially signed up for under false pretenses. The sales guy pitched me an offer of a 2-week free trial but signed me up for a full membership. He used fake bank account information, so I only found out about all this when they called me 3 months later telling me I owe them 3 months of unpaid membership fees. I went in to discuss the matter with the gym management personally, and they were very hostile. When I told them to just cancel it, they insisted that I have a 1-month time period to cancel, and since it's been 3 months I will have to pay 50% of the 24-month contract in order to cancel. I was furious. I did a little digging and discovered that this is a running scam they operate. They sign potential customers up to a free trial, then fraudulently attach it along with your signature to a full 24-month contract with fake banking details. Since your true banking account won't be debited, you won't know until 3 months later when it's too late to cancel without paying the 50% cancellation clause. When you insist that you were signed up for a free trial, they gaslight you and use an insistent browbeating tactic to get you to see no way out. This is a prevalent scam in my country, and with a little research I discovered that because of gyms scamming the public this way, laws were passed that exempts the public from having their credit affected in any way for non-payment of gym membership fees, and no legal action can be taken by any gym against any member for unpaid membership fees. However, while I was protected by law from my credit record being tarnished and from any legal action, I am not protected against harassment. The gyms hire debt collection companies to basically harass non-paying members with letters, emails, phone calls, text messages, and so-called agents who visit your workplace and your home. I returned to the gym and revealed my findings. They told me that I will either pay them or be handed over to their legal department and taken to court for double the contractually agreed amount and have my credit record destroyed. I smugly revealed that I am well aware of the law and that they have no power or authority to take any kind of action against any member. They doubled down on their insistent hardball tactic. I simply laughed and told the management lady that I already found 6 members who were scammed and have informed them of what I know, and I intend to educate as many members as I can about their rights. Then I called her a barking rabbit with no power at all. I was swiftly escorted out. The next few weeks the harassment tripled in intensity. I got a few letters in the mail weekly. About 10 emails daily from changing accounts, about 10 texts daily from multiple changing numbers, between 20 to 30 calls daily, and a few times a week their obnoxious agents would harass me at my house or workplace. They had the same hostile threatening hardball tactic, obviously meant to stress you out and pester you so much that you would just pay them in order to get some peace. The calls were the worst. They would find out personal information about your personal life and use it to get under your skin. After a while I was exhausted. I realized that I was anxious about going outside. I would get a jolt of anxiety when the phone rang or when I had a knock on my door. This had to stop. I considered to change my number and email, but then I thought about my situation logically. I realized that they can harass but nothing more. They can only affect my mental well-being if I take them seriously. What is there to fear? They are barking rabbits. Toothless, clawless pit bulls. I did some pickup artistry in my earlier bartending days. There is a tactic used by pickup artists called agree and amplify, where you take nothing a person says seriously, and amplify their insults to the ridiculous. It's a good technique to use to lighten the mood, especially if someone is being hostile toward you, since it disarms the attacker. The next day when I received my first call, I answered and discussed with the hostile woman about all the different soups there are and different recipes for soup. The more she would try to anger me or insult me or change the subject, I would suggest different soups that would calm her down and ask her what soups her children and family likes. After a while of this, she was mentally exhausted. I could tell she had enough. I continued to discuss with her the virtues of soup, but she remained quiet for maybe 40 seconds or so. She was still there since I heard her heavy breathing. She was pissed, so I hung up instead. I assume that since she is calling from a call center, she is not allowed to hang up, so she stayed silent and waited for me to hang up instead. Victory. When the agents harassed me at work, I employed a similar tactic. They would often dress in a very formal, professional manner to give faux demeanor of importance, and when they talked they used legal terminology, obviously a scare tactic that alluded to corporate legal strong-arming. I simply met them outside and offered a tour of the premises. When they declined and insisted that I talk to them seriously, I told them to follow me to my office, to which I lead them to the toilet. They didn't like that, so I took them to the rec room and offered them drinks. They asked for coffee, I gave them tap water in paper cups. When they started talking, I would simply walk off to another area and talk nonsense. They left after a while, leaving an envelope I threw in the trash. They tried harassing me at my home. When I opened the door to two guys, I told them that I was waiting for them and started directing them how I wanted my front yard landscaped. When they got serious, I mentioned how I want the sides trimmed and how the weeds need to be plucked by hand. One moment one of the guys got heated and got in my face and said a few nasty things to taunt me. I simply told him that his emotional state reminds me of a stump that I've been wanting to have removed for years. How much extra would they charge me to remove it? This guy lost it and called me very nasty names while walking away and chucking an envelope at my feet. I simply shouted back at him, "Thank you for the quote," as I picked up the envelope to chuck in my trash. I went on informing friends and acquaintances, as many as I could who has a membership at the gym, about the scam and my tactics. Some saw it as too much effort, but others assisted. One delivery driver got his entire team of 13 to quit the gym and employ my tactics. This went on for a few weeks. I started getting very creative with my harassment countermeasures. There are so many beautiful topics, my favorite of which was preposterous political views, like discussing how Hitler was in fact the good guy or how Nelson Mandela was an evil dictator. Also, I loved ridiculous conspiracies like how all music since 1995 are computer-generated and humans are in fact controlled by parasites called brains. I knew I was getting to them. After a few weeks they stopped calling and the agents stopped visiting, only the texts and emails persisted. I downloaded software to filter the texts and emails as best I can, and it's worked well enough that I decided to keep my number and email accounts and just delete them in batches separated by the software. After a few months I have not heard from them and noticed that there were no more letters, and no more batches, emails or texts to delete. Feeling superior, I visited the gym to speak to the manager but was refused entry when they heard who I was and was told that my membership was cancelled months ago. They tried to contact me to move forward with the cancellation and waive the 50% clause, but I was impossible to contact and letters went unanswered. Turns out they stopped their antics after too many members came forward insisting on cancelling the contract. I spoke to the staff member at length, an okay guy. He told me that this happens every now and then. All the gym does is lay low for about 6 months, then start up the scamming and harassing again. Apparently this tactic brings in a lot of money and the gym would close down otherwise. I just shook my head. I had lots of fun toying with these people. I actually miss annoying them and getting under their skin. I still chuckle thinking of it. TLDR, gym scams me and sends debt collection company to harass and annoy me, but it seems they can't stomach their own tactics. Edit. Answers to few recurring questions in the comments. 1 asterisk I'm South African. 2 asterisk the collections companies employ certain private contractors on a commission basis, this is the way I understand it from what research I've done. They call themselves agents, which I find amusing, and they do not officially operate under the collections company name at all. Most of what they say are veiled threats, rhetoric, and alluding. From what I've personally seen, they are well trained, they have a quick answer for everything, so they are well rehearsed and they know how to skirt the line on what is legal and what they can get away with. 3 asterisk this is a widespread phenomenon, many companies in southern African countries operate this way. There are instances where people are taken to court for missing payments for something they apparently signed up for more than 10 years in the past. The court systems have been saturated with these cases for years and laws have been implemented to circumvent this. I suspect these laws serve to ease the lives of court officials more than that of citizens. 4 asterisk the vast majority of people who find the kind of corruption I describe above unbelievable are always American, or British. Trust me when I say you guys don't know how good you have it. Your biggest upsets are considered minor inconveniences to the rest of the world. Your women are the most privileged people in the world, yet somehow they think they are oppressed. Your police and military are the most efficient and trained on the planet, and yet you cry police brutality and incompetence. If you want to see police brutality, a useless incompetent military, oppression of women, corruption, come to South Africa, we can swap places you and I.